Hey, Jonathan here from Aj&Smart. Welcome to Design Sprint 101, where I answer very common questions that people ask us about the design sprint whenever we're running workshops or sprints, or on Instagram and YouTube, the comments. Okay, so one super common question is, and it's a two-parter, how many people should there be on a sprint team and who should they be? Okay, how many people should be on a sprint team? The magic number in our experience is about 7 people. So 7 people is a really nice number of people to have on a sprint team. If you're doing it internally, obviously it's 7 people from, the company. If you're doing it as an agency, then having, 2 to 3 people from the agency side and then 4 to 5 people from the client side is really great. Okay, now who should actually be in the sprint? This is pretty important. So who should be in the sprint? Ideally, getting someone from sales. So these people understand how to sell the product or how they will sell the product when it's out. Great to have someone from sales in the room, especially for the Monday, really just getting the insights into how this product is going to be presented and sold to customers. Having somebody from marketing is always really great as well, because they're going to be thinking about how people talk about the product and how the company themselves will talk about the product. So sales and marketing, or if you can't get both, try to get sales or marketing. Having a CEO or someone who's, well, basically the way we put it is the troublemaker, who's going to be the person who at the end of the sprint can look at this and say, no, I don't like it, let's kill it. You need to have this person in the room on the Monday. So very often this is the product manager, maybe VP of product, or in a smaller company, it's the CEO. So you need to have someone who is the troublemaker. Now, if this troublemaker, that's number 2, if this troublemaker is not the product manager, then you need the product manager in the room as well, and that's number 3. So product manager, head of product, product owner, always depends on the size of the company, but having someone in charge of how this product is actually going to come together and get rolled out is really ideal. That's number 3. Number four would be a designer. Now, the designer, you need someone who is able to pump out a prototype, within one day in the sprint. It's very intense work. So you're going to need generally a senior designer in the room for a sprint. And if this is internal, of course, it should be your internal designer. If it's on the agency side, often the agency will bring the designer to the table in that case. So they don't necessarily need to have a designer on the client side. And finally is an engineer. We don't actually require an engineer to be in the room during the design sprint because we find it sometimes damaging to have somebody in the room who's already trying to limit things, especially because the sprint is not about 100% being realistic, it's about trying to validate an idea. So in the end, finally, what's very common for a sprint is to have an engineer in the room or someone from the engineering department. So let me just recap that. Sales and marketing, or sales or marketing, having the troublemaker who's either the CEO, VP of product, just someone who's going to potentially be able to derail this and who needs to get their insights out, having a designer in the room, having an engineer in the room, always great. And finally, if none of these people are able to moderate the sprint, if none of these people are naturally good moderators, then having a dedicated moderator is extremely important. I'm going to talk about moderation in a different video because that opens up a whole thing, but there you go. So around 7 people is the ideal number, and of course you can always decide who, depending on which sprint you're actually doing, who they should be, but don't forget, and this is a common mistake, don't forget to put someone in there who actually deals with customers. It's not the UX designer. The UX designer is not selling shit to customers. You need someone from marketing or sales, okay? Bye-bye. So if you've been following this channel for a while, you probably realize that this video is very different. It's very lo-fi. It's just me with the camera here. I'm actually at my apartment before I head to work in the morning. It's just an attempt on my side to make things a little bit easier so that I can just turn on the camera, make a quick video, shoot it onto YouTube. I'd love to know what you think about it, and if you have any questions, just shoot them here in the comments on YouTube and I'll answer them in this format. So yeah, let me know what you think about these types of videos. I know, like, it's pretty lo-fi compared to our other stuff, but yeah, don't know, I kind of enjoy doing it. Bye bye.